All right, 8th grade. So I have worked on it and I have figured out how we're going to handle the debate. And the debate is going to be the major project for quarter 4 and the last major project of 8th grade. This is something I look forward to doing every year. I haven't gotten to do it every year. This will be the second year in a row I've gotten to do it. The first year they couldn't handle it, but the second year they were able to. And I'm going to try and do this so that we can have some fun while we're distance learning in regards to this. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about rhetoric and give you some public speaking tips, and then I'll make another video discussing what you can expect from the debate. Now, your first question is, Mr. Antonetti, I have no clue what rhetoric is. You've used that word a couple times. What does it mean? Well, here we go. Rhetoric does not mean ancient, but it is ancient. The Greeks were big fans of it, and they began with a great deal of study of rhetoric. Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, you may have heard of them. We're all famous for the study of rhetoric, as were Plato's rivals, the sophists, who believed themselves to be the lovers of wisdom. That was, sophist, Sophia, root word meaning wisdom there. They gave many different purposes for rhetoric, but the main purpose is to persuade. Rhetoric is the art of effective or persuasive speaking or writing. And the Greeks, they identified, 3 classical rhetorical appeals that were effective. These are simply the ways you make an argument. And they are ethos, pathos, logos, kairos, and telos. Now, we're going to focus on those first 3. Those 3 are the most important. Telos and kairos, I will give you a little background info on perhaps later, just to help you out. But they're not going to be our main focus. And I'll be making little focus videos on each of these. So the first is ethos. And ethos is an appeal to authority. This takes the form of expert opinions and citing respected sources. So-and-so's mom lets them stay out all night. Great example. You probably use that all the time. Or second example I give you, according to Webster's dictionary, such and such is defined as another example. See, that's using the authority of Webster and someone else's parents. Pathos is an appeal to emotions. This is often seen as one of the weakest means of rhetorical appeals, but it's one of the most used because it's very easy and people understand it. And when it does work, it works really well. Every time Mr. Antonetti assigns a homework, a puppy dies. Think of the puppies, Mr. Antonetti. You're appealing to my sense of pity. You're trying to make me feel some pity towards you because a puppy will die and so I won't assign homework. Or, we work so hard, Mr. Antonetti, can't you give us a break? Again, it's perhaps appealing to my sense of pity about how hard you work, or perhaps my sense of gratitude that you all work really hard. That's pathos. Logos is the last of the main 3, and this is, as you might have guessed, an appeal to logic. You can see the root word in there. Logos is seen as the strongest of the classical means of making an argument. Studies show students perform better when they have less homework. Letting me stay out later would let you show you how responsible I am. These are logical arguments. They follow a if-then sort of setup where if one thing is met, then this next thing logically must happen. You're appealing to people by trying to get to their mind on the facts. Now, the last 2 are kairos and telos. Telos, are you delivering it at an appropriate time? There may be a good time to give an argument that, Mr. Antonetti, you should not be giving us homework, but it's not the day the homework is due. That would be inappropriate telos, which is telos is making an argument at the right time. Kairos is making sure it's to the right audience. Sure, you may make an argument that we shouldn't have any homework, but if you're making it to your fellow students instead of the teacher, you're addressing it to the wrong audience. Now, the debate itself. The debate itself, when we get to it, is going to have 4 parts, and these are going to be varied. So there's going to be the opening statement, which you and your group members will put together. Then there will be a rebuttal, where you make an argument against the other half of your group's opening statement. The question and answer segment, where you will take questions and answers from your fellow students. And the closing statement. Make good use of the 3 main rhetorical appeals and will ensure your success in this argument. You want to make sure you are using all of these appeals. Now, I will be trying to get some guest judges for this, to get this to work, so that we still will have the guest judges in. And it's possible that when this research is done, and we're back, we'll be doing all of these in person. So, we'll see. Hopefully we'll get to do these in person. I would like to. Now, the opening statement. You may be wondering, Mr. Antonetti, I have no clue what an opening statement is. Will you please tell me? Yes! This is the time to introduce your side of the argument. You should introduce the main points of your argument. You should have a clear main idea, similar to a thesis introduced here. You are giving your main idea in your opening statement and giving your main reasons it should be supported. You're not just saying, we shouldn't have homework, thank you for listening to my argument, and then sitting down. No, don't do that. Here's why we shouldn't have homework. We should not have homework. Here are the reasons. Boom, 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 boom. And you go through explaining all of it. Then there's the rebuttal. Now you've listened to the other side. Here's why you should have homework. Boom, 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 boom. And this is where you try and address your opponent's arguments. Like, you then try and come up with counter arguments to prove why their arguments are wrong. You should attempt to discredit the main arguments your opponents have made, by either disproving their pathos, disproving their ethos, disproving their logos. Those are all important things to do in the rebuttal. Then there's the question and answer. Now, this is one section that I'm still working through some of the hiccups if we're doing this online. During this section, the audience will ask both questions of both sides. Your participation grade in this will be something you will get. It depends on asking good questions during this period. What I'm currently thinking is that both sides will upload a YouTube video for their intros, a YouTube video for their rebuttals. Then question and answer will be done in a live segment with everyone there. Then comes the NBA section where they will get a chance to ask questions of the other side, and then we will move on to the final section after both sides have gotten a chance to ask questions and give answers. And these are the closing statements. This is your last chance to convince the audience your side is right, make any last-minute points you want to make, and any last-minute opportunities to discredit your opponents. You might use this time if there was a question you didn't get to fully answer during the question and answer period to put that answer out there. This would also, what I'm debating either between we do the whole debate live, which I want to do, or we do segmented videos. And I think I want to do the debate videos live, is honestly what I think would be better. I have to work out a few hiccups, see if I could get that to work, and then we have to schedule them far in advance. But I do think that would be better for you. Finally, here's a few public speaking tips. Practice beforehand. I cannot emphasize this enough. I practice my lesson plans before I give them to you. I practice my videos before I film them for you guys right here. It will help you a lot. You will still make mistakes. The number of times I trip over my tongue, I can't count. Avoid looking at your notes. If you're doing this and you're looking at your webcam and you've got your notebook, you're like, I have something here. You're going to look like you weren't prepared. Move your eye contact around the room. Now, this applies more in person than in video. Avoid staring at one person or spot too long. Can't really be helped in video. At least act like you enjoy what you're doing. You may be nervous, but project confidence. Pretend you are confident. Pretend you are enjoying it. And be sure to start and end strong. Your opening and closing statements are honestly some of the most important things you can do. You only get one chance to make a first impression for your argument, and getting the last word in successfully is probably a good idea. And that's all I've got for you today, 8th grade. Take care, and I will see you in the tomorrow when we spotlight on ethos. Then we'll spotlight on pathos on Wednesday, and we will spotlight logos on Thursday. Take care.